All right, we have Dan Doyle from Millis Flatwork.
Actually, C.
C.
Doyle.
Doyle?
Yes. It's
Awesome.
a division of It's a division of Milus.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah. All right. So I'm Lou Perez. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I'm from Lumber. So tell me a little bit about yourself, who you are, and then what do you do for C. Doyle?
Okay. Dan Doyle. Been in construction all my life. My dad started a CE Doyle, actually. Started the company in 1974. I was 7 years old. A true story, I remember him telling my mom he was starting the company, and she cried because he took out a $1,500 loan, and she didn't know how they were going to pay it back. And that's how the company started.
Wow.
But it started small residential. Then he got into ag, and then by the late 70s, early 80s, he got into commercial construction in southeastern Wisconsin. And then from there, went through the recession of 82, almost lost the whole thing. And then after that, we really grew. Coming into 83, 84, started to grow by 87 or 86 when I was working in the field. We were up to about 100 employees. And then in the midst of all that, he decided we had to go a different direction because while we were getting a lot of craftsmen, we had a lack of really skilled masons. And workers' comp was an issue. He never really liked the architectural units because they were imbalanced and were wearing out masons, him being one of them. So he turned us towards tilt-up construction because he had seen it done and was aware of it. Found a company that figured out a way for us to insulate them up here and build them up here in the state of Wisconsin. And we became a tilt-up contractor. Went through the process of introducing that to the state. Nobody was interested, so we went directly to the public and became a GC out of necessity, started selling them, and grew it to the point that we started to do a lot of sub work for some of the major GCs in the state and a lot of our own customer base. And a little over 2 years ago, we were approached by Milus to buy us out. And
Wow.
that became effective a year and a half ago where they bought us out because, unfortunately for our family, we don't have a third generation. None of my kids or any of my nieces or nephews were interested in construction as a career, so we were going to end up just shutting her down, in a few years, because I'm the oldest in the family, but we probably went another 5-6 years and probably would have shut it down. So
wow. So then how has this last year and a half been for you?
It has been a very exciting. It's been very eye-opening. It's a big difference. There's a generational gap between myself, who will soon be 57, and our owner, who I believe just turned 37.
Oh, wow.
So there's a generational gap where we just don't do things the same way. He's very driven. He reminds me a lot of my father, and Dylan being the owner reminds me a lot of my father. Very driven, very progressive, high energy. But the way they approach things and in the workforce, we're a Generation X firm that went to work for, all these people in their, like Max is in his 20s, 20 to 30-year-olds. So there's a generational gap there. So we're adjusting to it. I don't say that in a negative way. It's just, I just told them, you guys do things a lot differently than we did.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, get my bearings and figure that all out. But I call the experience positive.
Awesome. So then with all your experience, is there any advice that you would tell a younger person looking to get into construction or start a construction company that, would help them out getting going?
The first advice I would give to them is the advice I gave to my children when they were in high school planning on college careers, is to work hard in school, get everything that you can out of it. Get everything from every teacher, and when you're in college, professor, get everything, get your money's worth. And then when you get your first job, the success, I said, is be willing to work harder than the person next to you. And in today's day and age, that's easier than when I came up, because that's the same advice my dad gave me. And just to take advantage of the opportunities while, I consider myself an elder now, and that's hard for me to say. Doesn't seem like I should be 57, but
yeah.
Pay real attention and respect the people that have been doing it for a long time, because while they may not do it the way you think or by the means and methods, there's a tremendous amount of wisdom And I lost my dad when I was only 36, and I don't regret. I always, every day, I regret that I didn't get more information from him. The wisdom,
yeah.
you know, I was more in tune to arguing with him and not necessarily listening.
Mm.
And to gain, you only gain wisdom with time, and by dealing with people that have been through it. And while it's not going to be exactly the same situation, don't take that for granted.
Mm.
You know, that'd be my best advice. And just, you know, care about it. If you really don't like or care about what you're doing, then I look for a different career. Find something that you honestly care and like doing.
Well, thank you, Dan. Well, how's the event working out for you so
This
far?
was great. We didn't know what to anticipate.
Yeah.
A lot of great networking with the exhibitors. It was well worth it just to talk to some of these exhibitors.
Yeah.
So we plan on attending again next year, and I'm pretty certain it's going to get bigger as it goes, because
Yeah.
I thought it was a big success.
Awesome.
From us personally, anyway.
Thank you, Dan. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it. Thank you. And it was really nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. Thank
Yeah.
you.